in a world.
Bro, it's Indiana.
In Indiana, from the depths of our secret lair.
Bro, it's totally a bookstore.
And whose fault is that? Fine, never mind. In Indiana, from the depths of our bookstore comes a well-coordinated coterie of serious kindred.
You're joking, right?
I'd rather be reading a book anyway. Fine. Come check out our chronicle as a bunch of misfit kindred drift from one crisis to another. Happy?
Bro, what happened to the voice?
Indy by night. We'll see you Tuesday. Oh, hey, hi, hello, we are here. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it, as always. We're back with another episode of Indy by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. We will go ahead and go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing as, and what do you guys feel about the information that was acquired with Carter able to looking over reviewing the tape and finding out exactly who was standing next to that car. And you know what? Maybe we'll start with his biggest fan. And we'll go ahead and start with Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I am playing Carter, a Tremere, who'd rather be reading a book. I thought it was awesome to finally see who the true villain of the series is. And clearly that's J. Bruce for making Bart the villain.
It is I, the villain. Next up, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah, and I am playing Eva Hill the Bruja, and I am wanting to kill this sheriff, but I don't know if the rest of the group is up for that, so I'm just gonna hunker down for now. I think I'm on a killing spree. Well, I want to be.
I like it. Next up, we have Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin. I play Dimitri the Ventru, and yeah, I'm right there with Eva. I got your back. Let's go do this.
Wow, you guys are just being down pulled old Bart. Next up, we got Donnie.
I'm Donnie, a Malkavian, playing Benny. I think, Benny is just... This doesn't really concern Benny too much. It's more of the bigger picture here. And that bigger picture is exactly what Benny's trying to capture. So he's along for the story. I don't know if he'll get his hands dirty or not, but, we're a coterie now, so... If they drag me down with them, I guess I have no choice.
Legally.
Decreed by the prince. I'm sorry, Prince. You said this was my coterie. I had to kill your sheriff. Because they said.
Uno reverse.
I don't know what to do legally here.
Right.
Your Honor, my gang of other kindred clearly stated it was murder night.
Exactly.
I thought you winked at me when you said, I'm part of this coterie now. I thought you were in on the whole thing and you were just trying to, justify us killing your sheriff for you. It was weird. Maybe our wires got crossed. My bad.
But last but not least, we do have Ian.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'm playing Michael the Ravnos. I mean, the sheriff is the sheriff. I have no horse in that race. I'm a little preoccupied with other things that are going on pertaining to Michael's way of life. But, that seems to have been yoinked straight out from under him. So now he's adjusting. So same kind of thing as Benny if they're like, hey, we're killing the sheriff. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. It's a good way to make a first impression.
It is a way to make a first impression.
It's a good first impression.
it has been a few nights. You guys left off trying to reach out to Nessa over the last few days on trying to run your plan through Nessa to the prince and have her sort of be this middle person for Michael and try to see if we can maybe have him still be an outside source for the Camarilla. But she advised that she would not be available for the next few nights. Last week you guys also found out that, or some of you found out that there is a new anarch that has moved into the area with a coterie and a couple of individuals following suit, trying to make a name for themselves, and is assisting Dimitri and his family in making sure that the business still runs, even though Dimitri's sire has left, and attempts to help with the Holy War, as it were. As you guys were scrubbing through the tapes and trying to get exactly what is going on, you guys did find that a obfuscate power was being used at the time of the recording, and it looked like Bart was behind the face that is the prince during the attack on Pizza King. Using that as your own knowledge, the coterie began to sort of train up a little bit. Go and look for new abilities. Go practice some hand-to-hand combat, some melee. Benny, you were given the keys to a nice new studio to run out of. That is downtown Indianapolis, right off the Circle. So you do have a new space for you to go with, as well as the prince advised he would do. Especially a working relationship with trying to keep information flowing, as it were.
It's important that people know what they should know.
Exactly. And who better to decide what people should know than the prince, you know what I'm saying?
Well, a Malkavian, but
Right, yeah, sure,
the prince, for sure. I'll send all my leads to him before, pressing submit.
I like it.
Print.
No. But you guys had 4 nights go by. This is night number 4. Or excuse me, had 3 nights go by. This is night number 4. The night before Michael's deadline, as it were. But it is the top of the night. I need everyone to go ahead and roll a rouse check to see if you wake up a little bit hungrier this evening, and see if we can get Benny off that 0 hunger he's been rocking for like 4 weeks.
It's not gonna happen. I'll just go murder someone again.
True.
Oh, I got a hunger.
Oh, looks like everybody's gonna die. Benny's got some killing to do.
It ain't
Chasing
evil.
the high of no risk rolls.
Exactly.
I honestly don't mind 2 hunger. 2 hunger feels very comfortable.
Said the Ravnos.
That's how they want you to feel.
Exactly.
Hell, I've lived on the edge at pushing 3 or 4 days at 4 hunger at one point in my my World of Darkness life.
You and Eva both just like to just ride that line at like 3 or 4 hunger and just hope for the best.
Nothing bad happens when you frenzy. It's fine.
Well,
All good things.
Only good things.
yeah.
Accidental murder, people get punched. It's not your fault that they just kind of evaporate when they do.
Nope.
It's fine. You guys have awoken all ready and good to go. Nessa did advise that she would be available roughly about an hour after sunset. So you guys have about an hour, which is about the drive down to Indianapolis. But she didn't give any sort of like, this is the time we're meeting. She was a little bit more fluent.
So I guess Michael, when he wakes up, gonna put on a. So I kind of imagined over the past couple days, Michael's been moving the truck around because staying in one place is not cool. So waking up, parked in a parking structure, and throwing on a new like tropical shirt with the big jacket over it, and then driving downtown, sending a text to the rest of the group being like, meet there, what's the plan?
New phone, who dis? As Benny has gotten an extra point of resources, so he got a new phone. A better phone.
Upgraded from that Metalink life.
It's one of those folding phones.
Yeah.
Like the whatever it is, the Samsung Fold.
Yeah.
Or an old Nokia Flip.
No, that's actually the new Motorola Razr.
Damn, you got a Razr?
Yeah.
I hear they're new.
Look, Benny, we need to get you to invest in a Sidekick.
Well, that's you mean like a ghoul?
No, like the phone, a Sidekick. It was cool. It used to flip. It was like a thing, and you would open it and it would flip out all cool, and it had a full keyboard. Yeah. You could do so many blogs from there.
Oh man, I think I had one of those.
I wanted a Sidekick so bad.
Yeah. The rest of the coder, you guys are anything you guys want to do prepping before heading down towards Indianapolis?
I will go eat something.
Something or
Or
someone? It's very important.
Someone.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't
If
do
you-
me any good if it's not someone.
If you're down, Eva, I'll join you because I'm a little peckish myself.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Both of you guys go ahead and make that hunting roll. Messy crit. Messy crit.
That's messed up.
Messy crit.
Oh!
Messy crit.
Oh, messed up. You put this in world.
I'd also like to hunt, but not a messy crit.
Oh no!
I can't even re-roll it to make it better, can I?
Nope, because it's
No.
messy crit out of the blood.
New phone, who dis? Actually, I'm just gonna stay home today.
I mean, I was gonna see about making a stop on my way and like picking up a couple like
Yeah.
blood bags.
Yeah, sure.
After I saw the messy crit, I don't know if I want to.
Just let
Dice might be.
let everyone know that I have that power now. Just let that sit in the back of your mind.
I hate that. What is the bonus for a specialty? That's +1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Ooh,
So many
Close.
hunting rolls. Okay, let's see here. So we got a
Wait,
messy critical
Mi-
from Eva.
Michael, you should re-roll those. You can get more hits.
You trying to get me all messed up?
I'm trying to get you more fed. What do you mean?
I don't understand the dice in this game most of the time. I can't tell if you're being a turd.
Dimitri,
No,
you're
just
able
re-roll
to,
your 3 misses.
feed just fine. I'm assuming you're just going to take 2.
Nah, just one.
Just the one? Even better.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't like to kill where we live, so
Well, Eva has other plans for this evening, but that's besides.
I know, but, Eva's gonna Eva.
Yeah, you know how we say how things never happen when you're sit at 3 or 4 hunger? Actually, I think you guys actually put this in the air, not me. Let's see.
Michael took the bait and got away with it.
I love it.
I knew you were trying to bait me. I don't know why I went for it. It's my goddamn
you rolled a
Ravnos
critical.
spirit.
You rolled a critical on the hunger die. He was just trying to get you to get another critical for another messy crit.
I'm just trying to make a better story.
Yeah, I like it.
Sue me.
Carter, you're
I
able
will.
to get the 3 total bags.
Get that bag.
Michael, you are able to get 3 extra bag as well, thanks to your critical, or not your critical, but your willpower that was spent.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Donnie got you 2 extra blood bags. You would have just had 1 if it wasn't for him.
That's fine. I got like a whole second meal ready to go.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Everyone else is all set except for Eva, who goes on the prowl and tries to find a place and break in, sneak in, and try to find a snack quietly. You're able to break into a house, and you do find a sleeping individual on the couch, which you are able to go ahead and feed on. As you continue to feed and feed, you realize that your mind sort of wandered mid-feed, and you no longer feel the veins pulsing, as you've completely drained this individual. But as you sort of come to that realization, almost walking into the living room, sort of just peeking their head in, you see another male, probably mid to late 30s, sort of standing there and watching.
Do I notice?
Yeah,
Like
you.
after. Okay.
Yep.
So am I? Okay. I will use lethal body.
Go ahead and roll strength plus unarmed.
How do I do this again? Sorry, been done. Is it the lead? No.
You can hit the discipline button. There's a dice button next to your disciplines. And then you have to
Okay.
select the attributes in the skill. But that'll add any potency dice.
I don't know why I did that. It says no attribute was found.
Well, if
But
you're
I
using
have it.
lethal body, is just a bonus to your
When you
unarmed, right?
when you click the discipline dice, you select
Yeah.
the attribute and the skill. It comes up underneath. Sheet.
Okay, I did the skill.
So it'll replace the. If you click the dice next to the skill, you have to select the attribute. It kind of replaces that whole thing.
It just does aggravated damage.
Yeah.
So I have
And
to do the
north of
attribute and the
armor.
skill?
Yeah, because lethal body just adds aggravated damage to your, or make your attacks aggravated damage to mortals, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So just go ahead and roll.
I don't think I've ever used lethal body then.
I don't
Okay,
think
so strength, and then what's the other one? Sorry.
That's going to be unarmed.
Brawl.
Brawl, that's the one. Haha.
Brawl, thank you. I'm like, I don't see that.
That's
That
because
makes
I'm
more
dumb.
sense. Okay.
Just ignore me.
No.
First time play.
First time
I
playing.
think I got it now.
New system.
Okay.
It is.
Oh.
So I got 2. Can I re-roll those 3?
You can indeed.
Do you want to?
Yeah, with that messy critical. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Why not?
Homicide on
What's
homicide.
the DC before I...
It's going to be contested. So it is currently
Oh.
sitting at 2. So,
Okay, I'll just leave it.
okay. You go ahead and punch into him. And you can absolutely hear just entire just shoulder just crackle underneath your punch. He lets out a loud yell before attempting to run back into the room where he came from. Sort of like grabbing onto his shoulder and just running as fast as he can.
Okay, I'll attempt to grab him. So I just want to kill him, so...
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Grapple. La la la.
It's another strength plus brawl.
Yeah, that's what I was just wanting to verify. Strength plus brawl. Sip it. Ship it, bop it.
There has been a murder.
About to be 2.
There have been multiple murders.
Jesus.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
That is a messy critical.
I need to stop rolling.
I believe in you. You got this.
Do we need to call the Masquerade police?
Probably.
As
Kill Eva this week.
he gets away from the first, like, your punch, it really just boils down inside of you as you run up behind him very quickly with the speed that you do have, and you sort of grab him and then instinctually just throw your fist straight into the middle of him, and just tear and tear and tear. Go ahead, and for this scene, the house is a mess, by the way. Go ahead and take 2 stains for me, please. For that back-to-back messy critical that you have attained.
Going on a murder spree. The neighbor knocks on the door. It's an old lady. Is everybody okay in here? Opens the door.
Eva's just
Oh,
blood
right.
covered.
I feel like Eva's fists are guns.
Pretty much with lethal body. I think she rolls like, what is that, 7 dice? 7 dice for brawl plus strength.
That's
I
disgusting.
don't know. With unarmed though, you don't add any damage value, so I don't know how you would do, like, if the DC's 2 and you meet 2, that would just do 0 damage.
Yes,
Even if
so
it's aggravated.
yeah. So I more or less it was just wasn't ready for it, so he just took it. And plus, it's immortal, so like a punch from a vampire to a mortal is still gonna be felt.
It aggravated.
more. Yeah, exactly.
0 aggravated.
But yes, you have fed. Eva is down to 0.
-3 hunger.
Yeah, exactly. Eva's down to 0 hunger.
Negative.
But you'll have 2 stains to deal with at a later point.
Can I set this house on fire?
Whoa!
Careful,
It's
your
actually an apartment building.
careful, your Dimitri
old lady.
showing.
They have a grill or something. I can just
Yeah, as you sort of look
put in the middle
around,
of there.
as you look around
Eva
on the
apparently
back,
woke up her beast's beast.
out the back door, off on the patio, you do see there is a gas grill ready to go. Dimitri felt so called out he had to leave. He's like, "Nope, I can't be the cause for this."
I'll put it wherever I think the middle of the house is, and just.
Yeah, of course. Just light that up.
Yeah, I mean, I won't like light it up right away. I don't want to blow up, but.
Sure. You go ahead and get it moved into a spot where you believe would be good.
Careful with that flame.
I will attempt. Although no promises this time.
Exactly.
I have bad feelings about Eva tonight. But...
Going to a terror frenzy.
Exactly. It's fine.
You already murdered several people, and now you're gonna kill more because
I don't know if
yourself.
two is several. All right, you go ahead and kick that grill on in the middle of the house.
Well, I wouldn't bring like the grill in. I would just bring the whatever propane tank in.
Even
Been studying.
exactly. It's been learning.
Too obvious with the grill inside. Well, maybe not. Maybe they were stupid.
Well. All right. You go ahead and begin to light said fire. I need you to go ahead and roll a terror frenzy for me as the fire begins to kick off. It is going to be a difficulty of 2.
I got 4.
You are able to steel yourself and get out of the building, as you can definitely go ahead and begin to see that the room that is covered in gore began to catch flame. Okay, Eva's heading back to the bookstore.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nothing else to do now. I think she's good for a while.
Yeah. Everyone is able to go ahead and return back to the bookstore if you guys want to meet up before heading back to Indianapolis. As you guys all sort of get back, everyone is very visibly, or able to visibly see Eva just covered almost head to toe in just blood. I guess the only people that wouldn't be able to see it would be Benny, because you said you stayed in Indianapolis and just heading straight to the memorial, or did you stay with the bookstore, Benny?
Is there a reason to go to the bookstore?
No, the meeting was at the downtown.
I'll stay here.
Okay, cool. So I guess it would be just the original coterie who would see this scene, to say the least.
Whoa, someone had a party.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll call it that. I need to go wash up before we meet with Nessa.
Next time I'm going hunting with you. Looks like
You
you had a
think that's
blast.
You could say that. It was a blast.
You get downstairs to you guys' like haven portion of the bookstore, and you see Hunter in the process of leaving his room. Sees you covered in head to toe with blood, and he just shuts the door back and like walks back into his room and just shuts the door.
I'll ignore it for now.
Also fair. Also fair. But you go ahead and guys get all set up, ready to go, cleaned up, and make your way downtown. It is, excuse me, still rather cold. Got a little bit of a small flurry, but nothing too crazy going on as you guys make your way to the circle. Benny and Michael, you guys definitely would have a ride first. Do you guys want to wait outside for the rest of the coterie, or do you guys want to begin to descend down into the depths that is the Ivory Tower?
I'll wait outside of the studio because it's like right across the street.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll wait outside also. There's no way I'm walking in there by myself.
Also fair.
Hey, Michael. Psst. See all across the circle.
Then I'm just gonna stop, and turn around. My shoulders just kind of like, okay. Like, there was this like panic for a second of like, who the hell knows me as I'm right? I swear to God. Okay, it's Benny.
Don't worry about me. You know, you should be worried about the guy that was looking at you from that alley over there, but me, I'm fine. Just come over here.
I will do that.
All right. Shortly after, the rest of the coterie has arrived downtown. They're able to see Michael and Benny sort of having a small chat, waiting outside of the tower.
So anyway, that's when I told the dude that those aren't fleas. I'm pretty sure you got crabs.
Got sick injured.
No, this was a mortal guy I was working with.
Those are some vampiric crabs.
He's telling me that dude was having a bad. Oh hey, how's it everybody? Oh cool. That's a.
Welcome to my neck of the woods. Sorry I didn't
Your
see you
neck
from
of the
my
woods?
sky rise, like maybe 20 feet up.
I'm just gonna look.
That's my office right there, that window.
Also, our
How-
office. Nice.
How,
I
how
wanted
are
to
things
play
at
some this
Terre
evening.
Haute?
Everything's great. How's it going here? Are we interrupting something?
I was
Wait
just
on you guys.
Yeah, hanging out, telling Benny stories of working with mortals. They make dumb choices.
They don't have a long time to live.
Oh, what's the thing? Live fast, leave a pretty corpse. I feel like even when they're like 90, that's still their idea. Makes no
It's
sense.
90 in kindred years.
Anyway, what's the thought? What's the plan? Are we just going in and saying, "Hey"? Are we actually having a whole ass conversation? I was half listening to the pitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Do we need evidence?
Wait, what are we talking about?
That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
I thought today was to talk about Michael and get Nessa to convince the prince not to kill him.
That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
do we need
100%.
evidence?
Evidence of what?
Well, they're just gonna take our word. Hey, Michael's cool.
This
Come on.
is
We need some quantifiers. How many things did Michael actually help us with? How many things did Michael actually slow us down with? You know, maybe we don't need the evidence.
No, see, the answer to that is 2 and 0.
Okay, let's go inside.
All right, you guys head into the monument. As you guys head to the very, very top of it, once again, the elevator says out of business, but you guys are able to open up, and there is a individual there. You guys have seen multiple times as the quote-unquote security guard. As he looks around. Hey.
What's shaking?
A lot of trees.
Never mind.
Is this guy also kindred? I must sense the shit out of that guy.
Okay.
What's his beast looking like?
Just the usual doorman?
Yeah.
I thought he was a ghoul. I don't remember though.
I think he's a Nos.
Yeah,
Do it. Roll it.
Look at. I always forget which one it is.
Trying to remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been so long since you guys came into this neck of the woods.
We should probably have this guy on our relationship map. Probably interacted with him the most.
I think you guys are right about with the Gustin level with this guy with interactions. 1, 2, 3. He got 3 successes.
Probably just look at the guy, right? It's not like it's hard to tell if someone's kindred, or else there'd be no point just browsing the blood.
With 4, you're able to tell that he does have a vampiric beast, even though he does not look kindred, but he definitely has a kindred beast inside of him.
All right. And how are they feeling about violence? Are they down to commit? Do they want to commit?
Is it gated towards you, or is it just violence in general?
So a win allows the user to sense the level of hostility on a target, whether the person is prepared to do harm or even determined to cause it, and determine whether or not they harbor a beast.
No harm. But they do have a beast.
Cool. All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Cool.
And it's now up and passive.
Cool. As you guys all sort of descend, he's just very quiet, just continuing to stare forward. But as you guys get down to the main area, once again, it has that larger open area that has multiple pillars that do have the Gangrel clan emblem sort of adhere to each of the pillars. And you can see not one Baron that you captured, but 2 different Barons. Baron Joshua is still on a leash, but you can see that he is actively licking the floor, while Baron Anson is walking around and currently cleaning one of the gangrel sides with a wash rag. But you do see sort of Nessa sit off to the side next to the entrance that's on your left that does say employee only.
I'm gonna walk up to Baron Joshua and put my boot in right in front of his wherever he's working. Say, while you're down there, wouldn't mind a little scuff fixer upper. You know what I mean.
He looks towards you, looks towards Nessa, as Nessa's got a big old smile that's just creeped across her face. And you hear him just sigh as Baron Joshua begins to lick the top of the shoe.
My thanks. You know, it's nice living on the circle. What could I say? Just walking around, towards wherever we're going with my chest puffed out.
He tracks your footsteps as he now sees that there's like slush that you guys are carrying through this marble flooring.
I'll help you out, and I'll spit on my footsteps. You're welcome.
He just shakes his head and then goes back to the spot where he was looking.
You can't get stains for like doing bad things to not humans, right?
No, you still can get stains.
Doesn't make sense. I disagree.
That's fair. Okay. The rest of you guys all witnessed this grand exchange. Your guys' first time seeing Benny outside of Terre Haute.
A lot can happen before it is.
You become an absolute monster?
Yeah, for
No, I'm
real,
famous
who is
now.
this and where's Benny?
So famous now.
What a douchebag.
Yeah, I knew this guy before he got famous. Huge change. This dude sucks. But before he was just mildly obnoxious.
He got a studio and instantly he's terrible.
Right.
That was glorious.
Like he thinks he's Nickelback all of a sudden or something.
Wow.
This is a good nickname for him, Nickelback.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey guys, look at this photograph.
Man, every time I look at
Get
this,
out. Just get out.
Damn. Just love it. The rest of you, what are you guys doing as this whole scene is unfolding?
Michael is noticeably a little shrunken in on himself.
Understood.
Like where there's normally kind of like a presence of confidence and like a ha-ha about him.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's trying to be small, trying to be less obvious. Don't look at me even. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Not full on like whatever it is. We're not using like unseen passage or anything, but I'm close.
You're one sneeze away from just disappearing.
Yeah, I'm one side eye look from full on vanish.
Love it. Carter, Dimitri, Eva.
I'm speechless.
Ditto.
I'll walk in kind of confidently and I'll give Benny a glare for all of his douchebag.
Douchebaggery.
So
Exactly.
we're all
Yeah,
walking in
douchebaggery.
confidently.
Y'all are walking in confidently.
And
I'm going to stay close to Michael.
Okay.
Just, kind of give him some support of, looming Dimitri.
Of course.
That's incredibly helpful. And also terrifying.
I could tell the way his body language that he totally it feels out of his depth here, so I'm gonna try to make him feel like, it's all right, I got you.
All of my deals happen on neutral ground or via dead drops.
Just went into the anthill.
I make it a practice to not go into the actual lion's den for either side.
Asking for a friend, any active or any passive powers currently going?
I have Sense the Beast going.
Okay.
Which I
I'm in
can
a safe
roll
place.
a threshold if you'd like.
Sure.
Unswayable mind.
Heard.
I'll have heightened senses on. I don't expect any overbearing senses to go off.
Okay. Which, I guess it doesn't really matter. Eva, Carter, any sort of disciplines you guys want to have ready to go?
No, I'm good.
He was like, I used disciplines enough already.
It wouldn't help in this situation.
Allegedly.
I've got 2 hits.
Okay.
As like the threshold there for Sense the Beast.
Heard.
I think it's more so going to see what people's hostilities are about.
Okay.
It's a self-preservation sense going on right now.
Love it. Benny, please go ahead and do me a favor and roll wits and awareness as you heighten your senses.
You got it.
And I believe you get to add dots to that check as well, thanks to heightened senses.
All the dots.
Well, some of them. But I'm assuming as you guys are doing this, you guys are heading towards Nessa. Or are you waiting for her to come to you?
I guess what would be typical like protocol in this situation? Did we make an official appointment? Is this on the books? Do people know we're coming?
It was all just sort of one-on-one conversation
Okay.
via phone call. So she didn't mention that she told anyone, but she also didn't exactly say that it was a secret meeting.
Then I'll let her take the lead. I mean, if you guys are cool with that, I'd probably just hang back till she showed us where we needed to go.
I think that's the safest way to play that. I'll shoot her a look though that's like half like, "Hey, how's it going?" and half like, "You gotta help me out."
She nods towards the coterie and asks you guys to she nods you over more or less as she begins to walk towards the employee-only door.
Oh, we're going back in the secure sector. We haven't ever been in here.
Nope.
Ooh.
As you all continue heading that way, she swipes a key card that opens up the set of doors, and beyond it is just a long hallway that has doors that line both sides. As you guys continue on, she waits for everyone to get through before shutting it. Benny, besides the sound of footsteps that are just increasingly loud just as people are walking around this slush, the only thing you can hear is just the lapping sound of Baron Joshua sort of cleaning up the messes that you guys have currently left behind.
I'll step on his tongue. That way it stops distracting me.
Of course. So you turn around, walk back, step on this tongue, and then leave.
This
right,
guy.
continue.
Holy cow, Stain Central.
You can't get stains for doing bad things to vampires. Stains are for humanity, humans.
No, it's about making you feel less human, not doing things to humans.
Gets a studio, gets some cash in his pocket, instant asshole.
I got fame too.
True,
okay.
true.
And it hasn't gone to your head in the slightest.
Not even a little bit.
Why would it?
In this economy, never. But as he is
Do my job as a camera.
you're doing it decently well.
I mean, you're definitely getting respect from the uppers.
And this is why I never picked a side.
Jesus.
Introductions change people, man.
All right, as you guys continue past, Nessa sort of smiles and nods to you, Benny, as you walk through and are the last one to go through the security door. But on each side, the three of you who have stayed here before has sort of similar door numberings as the safe havens did on the other side for the more public stays. But on the right, the first three doors are just says archive. And then at the very end of the hall, you see another set of double doors that have another little scan. It doesn't have anything on it, but it's just a set of metal doors. She walks up and scans it again, and you can see that it opens up into like a weird fork in the hallway where it sort of paths around. It makes like an oval shape. Carter, you immediately feel like you've been in this exact same position. Your first vision, the road winded exactly like this room did, or this hallway does.
Yeah, and that was the one where Benny was with us and Michael was touch and go, right?
Yep, it was.
How did you manipulate us into this situation?
A magician never reveals his secrets.
But you feel like you are in the. It almost gives. If you were rousing the blood to give you cold chills, you would have them. But you do have a thing ahead of you now. A path on the left and a path on the right. She does go down towards the right path, leading you guys through. And on the first on the left, you guys do hear someone singing, some woman singing. As you sort of like pass by, you guys can see her name is where did it go? Alice Celeste, which is the harpy, the sort of the voice of the Camarilla in here. But you can see that she has a whole room that is put together. It almost looks like a small apartment that is here, but the door is wide open. On the next to it, it has a sort of a nameplate that just says Harpy next to the door. She continues down further on the right side. On the right is another plaque, and it says Seneschal. And she walks right towards it and opens it up. As she opens up the door, she stops for a moment, just sort of staring straight into her apartment. Doesn't let go of the door handle, but just stops and lost in a moment. And just staring, eyes wide. A few moment passes. She blinks and begins to walk into her apartment. As you guys can tell, it looks like you guys jumped back a couple of centuries as you guys walk in. Everything is very, very very regal, very up and about. You do notice there are no actual lights in this room. Everything is candle lit. Very 1800s. Very Victorian. All the furniture, everything of that nature.
Are there even any electrical outlets in the room? Like, kind of glancing around?
As you're glancing around, it doesn't... I mean, it looks like there are some that are built in, but aren't being used.
Okay.
So it looks like it was created for anyone to be able to use it, but it is her sort of preference to make it feel more like home.
Gotcha.
And you can hear the sound of like sort of like her preference at your nightclub opening, where it's 1800s like instrumental music that's sort of playing very quietly in the back. But she walks in. Please, make yourself at home.
I'll give her a slight bow and find myself a comfortable piece of furniture. pat the seat for Michael next to me.
If there's any space behind it, I'm gonna put Dimitri between myself and Nesta.
Yeah, no, she
It's
takes
for
up.
both of our safeties.
She takes up a. I wouldn't want to call it a throne, but it is a very elegant chair that she sort of sits in, as facing the door, and like there is very much, or very little that could be behind her. But she sort of sits down and plops in. It shows the large love seat and large sofa that is sort of done up in this room. And you can see a lot of different art pieces that are sporadically in this apartment. All probably originals. And very, very, very well done.
How many of them are paintings of her?
Only one, and then it's above the
Okay.
fireplace. But something that does roll what's an awareness, Dimitri, as you're sort of looking around at all the different art pieces.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 2.
I got 2.
You recognize the signature on this painting. Because it was signed to her from Da Vinci.
Nice.
But it is a portrait of her that looks like it was signed. It just says 2, name like left blank, and then underneath of it, it has his signature.
I'll point at it. Was he kindred?
No, but he was very sweet.
Nice.
Oh, so you wanted to meet with me and to hopefully alleviate any sort of tension. I wanted to let you guys know that no one outside of this room knows that we are having, or they know we're having this meeting, but not of what it is about.
And you trust the sanctity of this room, that the conversation that is had here will go no further?
As long as she does like a scan across the room. As long as you all keep your mouth shut, I can keep mine. We can all be professionals here, as it were. But what did you guys want to discuss in full, I should ask?
Gonna look at Warren.
Why are we looking at me?
Yeah, don't look at Warren, look at Carter.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
He
Warren and
loves
Carter
Warren.
both sound like the same character in my head.
Oh,
I'm
Carter's
gonna-
way meaner.
Yeah.
And I know that, but for some reason, like it's the name, not the person, not the person or character. The name of it is just like,
Yeah, don't worry.
Interchange.
Oh, that's fair. Like it's like sort of nerdy dude names.
Yeah, that both drink
Um,
blood and are monsters. Yeah, true.
It's all accurate. Yeah,
I was trying to find the
Blood
nice
Mage.
way to say it, but Bruce makes me sound like a tool.
Well, if the hammer
I'm
Carter's
nails.
brother
sorry.
drinks blood from.
So I've been sending Warren like a blood bag every so often since we met. It's not a problem. Everything's fine.
Love it.
Yeah, very very much everything's fine. So I will just, as politely and old-fashioned, courteous as I can, sort of lay out the plan for Nessa of what we think might be most beneficial.
Okay.
Which, just to recap, is that Michael will make a show of being willing to join the Camarilla. The prince can publicly refuse him, and then Michael will continue doing what he's doing and helping from the outside while saving face for the prince and establishing dominance and all that stuff.
Okay. Eva, I need you to make a wits plus subterfuge roll for me, please.
We're being invaded.
I got a 1.
Wonderful. What is Eva's surface thought, ideas that are going on currently?
She is just thinking of all the ways to try to save Michael.
Okay.
But no hard feelings right now. Just listening to Carter, hoping that Nessa will catch on to something that we say, and wanting to help us help Michael.
Okay.
And I'll also add in, since she was thinking this, that she will help Nessa if she can sway the prince on saving Michael.
Nessa smiles a little bit as this sort of times up about the time where Carter finishes up his explanation or reasoning. And what do you guys, in your honest feelings, think of our prince, as it were?
That's a trap, right? Like, that's out loud to the whole room, just like, really? That's gotta be some.
I mean, I could roll like an insight check, but I feel like she's only asked us one other question. There's no reason to believe this is like a coup de grace meeting.
Right.
Is the tower, by the way, is mostly underground, or is it above ground?
I mean, it's the downtown monument itself. But I mean, it is all of like the kindred activity is below ground.
Is Nessa's office? Does it have like a window?
Nope.
Or is it above?
It
below
is.
ground?
It is all below ground.
Are you gonna try to show her your office from here?
No, I was just like, wanted to look outside.
No, it is just a candlelit room.
If you look out that window right there, that window, that's mine.
Just wanted to set the scene.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I'm looking around for a window, not really understanding my bearings here. The prince is he's great. I think we're gonna have a pretty lucrative relationship. As is my honor.
Indeed.
I'm feeling feeling a little burned. Lucrative relationship we could have had feels like it has come to an end.
And I'm sorry that it came to that. But you've been around long enough to know that eventually everyone chooses sides.
Yeah.
I hope.
Been around long enough to know that eventually people choose sides, not that eventually the choice gets made for them.
I think a lot of times it gets put into the same way that it was offered to you, so you do have a choice, whether or not it is a choice you want to make or the option that you want to take. But nonetheless, the prince did offer you a choice. as excuse my French as it were, and she sort of giggles. uh, shitty that it was, but again, it was not my original intent.
Oh, I would hope.
But here we are.
Guess so. If I can speak candidly about it, 'cause I don't think we've ever minced words together.
I would love for you to believe that, yes.
Right. What would you do? You were in my spot. Somebody came in, put a metaphorical gun to your head, and said, "You're gonna make my choice, or you're not gonna make a choice anymore." Right? What would you do? Is that a just play the game kind of thing?
So you're asking me whether I would want to live or die.
I'm asking you which choice you would make.
I mean, but in theory, that's what it boils down to, no?
Oh, absolutely.
That I would prefer to live and thrive. And I mean, what are you going to do? Join up with the movement and live and squabble and hope for the best? Or are you going to be part of the tower and see what we can do for you? I mean, look what we've done for the rest of your coterie. They have a domain. They have a place that is theirs.
Looking at the rest of the room, and she says, "Look at your coterie." It's one of those like I didn't put those words in her mouth. Like guys, I can't afford anybody else being mad at me right now. You've done some good stuff for them, but that's for them.
Agreed. I think I've done well for every member of the Camarilla here. I mean, there's not many of us. To be fair, thanks to the work that this coterie has caused, the numbers are a little bit more favorable. But we still don't have the numbers that the Anarchs do. And to be fair, it's not like we can exactly offer you much more than payment, as you are not part of this sect.
Payment was never a problem in the past.
You also never dealt with the prince in the past.
Exactly. You always handled that. I was always the means to an end.
And I believe that our partnership was great.
All right. Well, that pretty much answers that then.
But to answer your question wholeheartedly, I would take the offer. But to be fair, I don't know freedom like you know it. Our freedoms are very, very different. You have freedom from a larger organization, where I have freedoms of other magnitudes.
Then my last bit here, before I stop talking myself into a second grave. So, would you rather would you still want to live if it meant completely destroying your pride?
I think it depends on the individual and how important pride is to that individual, and whether or not they can find something to be prideful in the next section of their journey.
That's why I'm asking, would you be able to find something to be, like, proud of?
Oh, I have. Look at the empire that me and our prince has built.
You have built a pretty nice empire. All right.
I think it's difficult and it will be painful for you. But it will be something I believe would make your time here a lot easier. I can, if you would like, attempt this plan that you all have put into place. But accepting would be significantly easier and less painful for you. Because whether or not you throw a scheme into the play on appearances and what the prince may believe, Michael, it seems like you know this better than anyone. It's still an impact to his pride. One that can be covered up. But we are creatures that live for a very, very long time. And the longest of cons can be played at the biggest game of chess. And I would just like to see you more of a bishop than I would like to see you a pawn.
Always felt I was more of a knight.
Be what you want to be as long as you say yes.
Can I be a rook?
Sure.
Just kind of like half bow, like a little bit like a nod of understanding more, I guess, is the thing. Kind of lean back a little bit. And just kind of like acknowledge that like that's the end of my line of questioning and stuff.
Eva, in your mind, you get a familiar feeling as an image is shown before you, similar to how Nessa did when you guys had your first conversation. But it's actually that exact same moment that pops into your head, but just has a question mark that overlays it. So the choice is your guys's. Which path would you prefer me to go? Advise the prince of this suggestion? Or take the slap on the wrist up to your pride for something greater? To be a rook, a knight?
I'm gonna look back at Michael.
Michael's eyes are distant. Like a million thoughts all at the same time, but no real words to put to any of them.
Yeah, that look of like resignation, like
Yeah,
he
like
realizes that it's kind of like not worth the fight, or
it's a little bit of like giving up.
Okay.
It's like the whole body language just looks defeated. It's like you spent so long running and finally somebody took your legs. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, I gotcha. I'll turn back around and look at Nessa. If Michael is able to live with the decision, so am I. I fear that the plan, while solid, it depends on which version of the prince we speak to as to whether or not it would be successful. Michael may spend the rest of his days licking the foyer, just like our Baron friends. And I would hate to see that for him more than I'd hate to see a stake driven through his heart.
I'll just put a hand on Dimitri's shoulder, like a thanks, bud. Still no words, but it's there.
So if Michael can accept the blow to his pride, we would be happy to have him amongst the Camarilla. Proud, even. And I'll pat his hand on my shoulder.
Smallest little blood tear.
Nessa sort of smirks before pulling out a handkerchief and walking it over and handing it off very gently.
I'll accept it and wipe the tear.
She nods.
Try to straighten up and compose myself.
The choice is yours, Michael. It always has been. But at the end of the day, the only individual who can make this choice is you. So do you want... What is your choice? I mean, again, I could... If you really want it, might be pushing it, but... We could try both and see if there's a fallback plan. But I'm not sure what sort of repercussions that will come back to.
No.
Just want to make sure that you knew that you had all of the plans out on the table. I know that we've bumped heads, and she looks straight towards you, Dimitri.
I don't look at her in the eyes.
Nope. But I do want to help. I've tried to work with you guys in the past. And as you guys are the bastion of Camarilla in southern Indiana, I just want to make sure you guys don't feel like you're too far out in the cold, as it were.
Can I do like an insight check on that? Just to, she's had this like demeanor of being the villain.
Mm-hmm.
If what she's saying rings, like she really means it, I want to see if there's any kind of like change in her inflections on her words and etc.
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
Attribute?
Resolve. You've been here listening to this long enough where I believe a resolve would be a thing. 5 hits. And you haven't had many dealings with Nessa, but you know that she is sincere at this point. It is a little bit of a change in demeanor compared to the very confident, very upfront of how she was when she was enacting Prince while the Prince was out of duty. But you can definitely tell at this moment everything that she's been saying since you guys have walked in. It's been honest, heartfelt, sincere.
Well, if anyone's as soon as the words fall, Benny's face might also change to be more like a huh. So maybe she's not the kind of feel. If anyone's looking at Benny, I know you all are.
I hang on Benny's every word.
Absolutely. Most people do.
Maybe I'll look at Michael and just be like a head nod, shrug. Damn cats.
Nessa, I didn't know you had cats.
Just one.
said gangrel, actually.
Exactly.
He has an anarch gangrel that's being bound.
um, so, you have the remainder of the evening to ponder if you need.
Yeah, let's just get it done. These people have been nothing but good to me. So I figure, why draw it out? Why make them have to? Why put myself in the middle of their lives like this? So I mean, if I gotta go, I don't know, kiss the ring, whatever it is that I need to do, might as well get it over with.
Well, anyone else have any sort of last minute questions, comments, concerns?
Do you think the prince would be available afterwards to speak about the situation regarding my sire?
I think he'd be very much open to that. He's been trying to reach him for quite some time.
I have news in regards to this, so
I will check with his new assistant to verify his availability. But I believe that he would be.
excellent.
All right. Compose yourselves. And
Composure in what?
she walks up to you, Michael, and sort of reaches for your hands, if you will allow her, and sort of pull you to face her.
Yeah, but I'm not looking her in the eye. I'll look like just past her, so like I'm facing her, but not like eye contact.
She gets close. Her face sort of brushes up against you as she goes to whisper something. This will hurt a lot. And she gives you a small kiss on the cheek and begins to head towards the door.
If it was possible to get any paler, Michael would be. Like, eyes wide, completely rigid, just... Okay, so this is going to be a little roundabout of a way to get there. The word... I've never really known the word, but I read Watership Down a whole handful of times, and they used the word Tharn, too scared to function, is what that means. And that word stuck with me, and that's that.
It's a good way to put it. But she stands outside her door and waits for you guys to leave.
I'll take one last minute admiring the Da Vinci. He really captured you.
And to be fair, it looks exactly the same as she looks now, like to the T. She just sort of smiles.
Should have had him carve a statue.
He was a better engineer.
I did not know him this way.
Okay, I'll walk out of the room.
I'm gonna... I am Dimitri's shadow at the moment.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna turn around real quick and kind of grab Michael by the shoulders, kind of push him to the side. Listen, don't let this son of a bitch hear you scream, no matter what. You hear me?
What's gonna happen? She just said it's gonna hurt. You're saying
Don't
me
let
scream?
him hear you scream. No matter what, you stay strong.
What does this mean? What is this shit? Am I getting jumped in? Is it blood in, blood out legitimately? I've never experienced this side of shit. A little heads up would be awesome.
Pat him on the shoulder. You're going to be okay.
And just, if I was too scared to function before, it is now ×2, just visibly shaking.
I'll kind of put an arm around him, like kind of help urge him forward.
You guys do see at the end of the hall, as you start having this moment, walking in from that security door, Bart walk in and then hang a left down the other path.
Hey, Bart. I'll wave him.
Yes?
We lock eyes.
Yeah, he looks over towards you.
Unhearing pursuit.
Okay.
Every time.
And what's that dice pool against?
Nothing.
Oh, that's
3.
Just 30% of the time, it works every time.
Indeed.
I'll browse the blood for this one. Make it count.
I like it.
Check 1. Gonna rouse for this skill. Check 2. Alrighty. We're off to a good start. Shame I failed that initial hunger dice, so I'd be on a roll.
Shame.
Alright. Whammies. All plus all specs.
Big whammy.
Nailed it.
3.
I got one night.
That's all you need. That is all you need. Okay.
Count those dice. Is that 7? 6? Is that it?
Yeah, 6. Resolve plus aspects plus potency bonus.
Oh, I also roused the blood.
Yeah, exactly. Alright. He looks
Add 2 dice.
and sees all of you. Hey! And he sort of waves towards the coterie.
I'll give him a little salute.
He gets absolutely nothing from me.
Bart looks, big night, huh?
I'm just clenching my fists.
You know what? At Big Night, he gets just the slightest sight of fangs. Just like, you son of a bitch.
Nice.
I rolled those rouse dice, got 2 more hits.
Ooh.
That's 3 nights
nights.
total.
Carter, whenever you're busy, I need to talk to you within the next couple of nights, if that's okay.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing, Bart.
You and I, we're like this.
Absolutely, 100%.
Very good, very good. And he sort of continues off towards down the left path.
I'm like drilling holes in the side of Carter's head with my eyes.
Unlike you other kindred, Bart's never failed me.
Wow.
Say, unlike you.
differ.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the first time I ever met the guy. But, I just need to get his attention.
Dude sucks.
But I got him in my sights.
Nessa gives
If you
you
start
guys.
referring to yourself in the third person, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Nessa looks at this coterie just
Benny
unraveling.
caught the snake.
Oh,
Right. Well, let us go. Yes.
yes. Come now. I'll kind of urge Michael forward.
You guys head back towards the security doors. Head through them once more. Head down the hallway that has the numbered doors now on your right side, the archives on your left, as well as a door labeled security. But you guys continue past that and walk into the main foyer. Both the barons are missing. But you do see the Primogen sort of standing outside of the main door in the foyer area as they begin to head towards. They see all of you and then begin to nod towards Nessa, and turn and go towards the bar area that is down here. The doors are wide open. You can see the prince sitting at his desk that has the large sort of multi-screened TV sort of behind that has the display of the Indianapolis skyline sort of behind. You can see all of the different knickknacks that he has collected in these little different pedestals. Dimitri, where your book once laid, there's a new item inside. A signet ring.
Is it a familiar signet ring?
I will allow a... Let me take a gander here, 1 second.
Everything is connected though.
You could. It'd be intelligence plus politics.
Ugh.
Yep.
Not my strong suit.
Like this
Do a
is the
melee
perfect time
roll
for
on it and
everything
just you can tell the size of the ring size.
Well, I mean, I guess that's true. Everything is connected. Can I?
Yeah, if that's what you guys want to use it on,
If this is information gathering.
it is.
Well, hell yeah, we'll do that then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your. What are you using? Strength plus brawl, strength plus melee.
Straight plus brawl. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty's me 3.
All right. Big money. Woo, got it. 4. Woohoo.
Nice. With 4 successes. Smaller hands wore this ring. It has a ruby that's sort of implanted into the signet. But it just has a crown on the ring. The same information as original pool would have yielded. Oh, right.
And
Benny.
if that was a politics ring
Yes,
test?
it was. It is a signet ring that would be of a baron's ring. Specifically, Baron Anson.
Oh, small hands. Ruby stone. That's Baron Anson, man.
Interesting.
Baron Anson did have notoriously small hands.
Smells like cabbage.
Also that.
But the prince sees you guys enter. He stands up and sort of plops down on his desk, looking at you. More leaning than sort of sitting fully, but leaning towards it. The door shuts behind you guys. There's the only other person besides the coterie here is Nessa and Jordan.
I'm gonna shoot a look back at Dimitri.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Jordan like, what the fuck's she doing here?
As she smiles towards you, as you sort of look towards her, and she's not being like any sort of like nefarious or anything like that, but more of just excited to see a familiar face. And you notice, probably for the first time, fangs, where she smiles at you.
Oh, okay. That's new. I'll give her a big grin back. Welcome to the fold, sister.
She sort of looks towards the prince and then looks back towards you. Thank you. It's been a long time coming. And she looks back towards the prince and bows. I will be away if you need me. And he sort of smiles and nods back. And she excuses herself. So now it's just you and Nessa. Please, come forth. The prince sort of looks.
I'll kind of urge Michael forward.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna like look at everybody else and hope that he's talking to somebody that's not me.
Yeah, I'll kind of urge him forward like a little bit.
All right, where like the fear was, there's now just absolutely steeled resolve, and shoulders square, head high, take that like couple steps forward, and just stand there, like pseudo defiantly.
Okay.
Like I ain't scared of shit.
You see him press a button on his desk, and the lights sort of fade down a little bit. Shadows grow longer. So, I'm assuming you are here to join up, as it were?
Your assumption would be correct, my prince.
Good. I was really hoping that that would be the answer. Have you heard of I will not lie to you. Did not. This was not the outcome I was expecting. From you specifically, but also because of your clan. But I'm glad.
Just as surprised, my prince.
Your expertise is valuable. Your connections do the tower a lot of good. For our little numbers, you sort of make some of those gaps disappear. Or at least shrinking. He sort of looks over to Nessa and nods. And Nessa takes a very deep, heavy sigh before excusing herself out of the room. She will be back, don't worry. The rest of you, this is not going to be pleasant for either of you guys as well. You guys were all born into this. Some of you are being brought in. I can understand that this may cause some of you to lash out. And like I told Dimitri the last time, you get one. I understand the beast makes us do things that we do not want to do or enjoy doing. So I do not take it personal. After one, it becomes personal. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, my prince.
There's a slight nod from Michael.
A few moments later, The door opens again. Nessa has returned with a metal pot. Lid on. But you can see that she's got pot warmers. And she places it at the prince's feet. The prince begins to walk behind his desk. Michael, what was the deciding factor of you joining? What made you decide this path?
It's been a lot of good folk that have taken some pretty big leaps for me, so I figured I should probably take a leap for them. Can't run by yourself forever.
Indeed. You cannot. You see, as much as we like to think that we are the biggest and baddest monsters out there, we are not. There are far worse. Even the mortals are beginning to rise up and tear down everything that we've worked so hard to build. And as much as we like to be a castle that oversees an ocean and call in those that we need to feed upon, that's just not how it is any longer. We have to intermingle with society, intermingle with mortals on a more frequent basis. And to do this, it is significantly better for us as a group, as individuals, to be bound together, be some part of something larger. Because individuals get picked off, get lost, go missing from time to time, and no one checks up on them before it's too late. You see the tower, and he sort of reaches down and pulls out, opens his bottom drawer, and then pulls out a slightly, maybe about 1.5 feet metal rod. And at the very end of it has a symbol at the end.
God damn it, I knew it.
I'm going to turn off heightened senses because I don't want the smell to overwhelm my senses.
Absolutely. As you can see, there is a brand that has the Camarilla logo.
I guess where the screams to hurt my ears.
Yeah, for sure. He
Anyway,
walks it.
And he's such a dick.
He walks over and he sort of inspects it, holding it. You see, it's the exact same reason that you say that these individuals have looked out for you. That makes me believe that the Camarilla will win over Indianapolis, win over Indiana, because we have this bond. And see, whenever you're born into this, the brand that is the Camarilla is put on at birth of you as a kindred. Invisible and less painful, as it is done so by who your sire is. When you're not sired in, he begins to open up the top, and you can see just hot coals that are almost a bright white as he puts the Camarilla brand inside of it and lets it sit.
Michael's butt puckered.
Other times, the brand must be put on you. You see him sort of look over, and it's the first time he sort of looked away from either the floor or Michael, depending on the portion of the conversation. He looks over to Nessa. You must stay. As you can see that anybody who turns around towards Nessa is in the process heading for the door before stopping in her tracks and staying.
Damn right, if I have to be here for it, she does too.
There must be witnesses of the Primogen, and you drew the short straw. Michael, I will not lie to you. This blunt weapon, as he sort of picks it up, in the beginning of the Camarillo logo is beginning to heaten up and brighten. And even though this is dull, it is a two-edged sword. I do not want to do this to you, because I know it will hurt. But it brings me great pride knowing that you are safe now. He puts it back into the coals. Michael, this is your last chance to change your mind.
Never changed my mind about anything a day in my life.
Please step forward.
I elbow Eva when he says that and says, totally badass.
Step forward and I guess be available for whatever needs to happen. I don't know what.
He looks straight at
Of
you.
all the days that Michael should have worn a belt.
He looks straight at you. Do you know the traditions?
Be lying if I said I did.
We have 6 of them. Tradition of hospitality. Tradition of domain. Accounting. Progeny. Destruction. And most importantly, the Masquerade. Hospitality. You must present yourself to any prince that you come across. Let him know that you have arrived in his city. Making sure to allow him to give permission for you to feed in his domain. Domain comes with responsibility as well as authority. You and your coterie have a domain. People respect your domain, but in return, you respect their domain, whatever it may be, the city, the street, hell, it could be a box on the side of the corner. You respect that domain. Tradition of counting. Go ahead.
I was gonna say when it's brought up again of like your coterie, there's just this feeling that Michael's trying to resonate out. It's like I swear to God, I'm not including myself into your shit right now, guys. Please don't hate me.
Accounting. Eventually, you may be able to child. And if you do, you're accountable for those. Your coterie can tell you what happens whenever a child messes up. Progeny. He sort of takes a deep sigh. Everything that goes above and the rest of the traditions, this also goes to any of their lineage as well. Sire, property, domain, now even ghouls. Destruction. He sort of looks at the Dimitri, Eva, and Carter, and looks back towards Michael. Besides a few cases, sires destroying childer, blood hunts, executed orders, we do not destroy other kindred. We have a primogen for that reason. Last but not least, the most importantly, which I'm sure you are already aware of, the Masquerade. We keep it at all costs. We are not the Sabbat. We worry. We hold sacred. The quieter we are, the longer we live. The longer we live, the more that we can see the world in our vision, and not the seasons that the mortals have. Michael, please turn and look at the individuals who brought you here today.
Yep. Turning around, looking. Gonna make eye contact with Eva first.
While you're sort of looking at them, everyone else who's looking at Michael now has their back towards the prince. You can see the prince slowly picking up the brand, holding it, but has it now in his hand.
As the prince is like not looking in our direction, I'm just gonna mouth, I'm sorry.
There's a simple head shake back. The defeat is still there, but like I think Michael's come to kind of accept it at this point. As much as you can in the 10 minutes it's been since he made up his mind, if that makes sense. This is a hot mess of I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore.
As you wait, this coterie before you is an extension of the ivory tower. As you have no sire to teach you how to behave in our culture and knows the ins and outs, this coterie will teach you. Some of them are new as well. Some of them have played the game for quite some time. I believe they are capable enough to be held with this task. Whether or not they accept you in their coterie is a whole other issue and discussion for them to have with you. But as of right now, this coterie is seen as training you. They are not your sire. They do not loom over you in that sort of capacity. But as you guys know, accountability. You guys will be accountable for Michael and his training and knowledge within the Camarilla. Michael, whenever you're ready to look at me, we have one last thing to discuss.
There's a noticeable pause. Like one last look at everybody. Then again, kind of straighten it up, squared shoulders, head high, spinning around.
Mid-turn, before you're even able to finish the turn, you immediately feel the prince lift up your shirt and then slam the brand into your side.
We talking like on my ribs?
Just
Or
right
like-
below the ribs.
Okay. That sucks. That sucks.
You take 2 points of aggravated damage.
Yeah, That seems about right.
As you can all just smell the burning flesh as Michael is being burned at the brand and holds it there.
I'm gonna go ahead and toss this just in case. Yep, that's what I thought.
I'm glad that you were going to
That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
You resist frenzy pools of 4.
Yeah. I'm sorry, judgmental. You got famous and now you want to talk shit about my dice? Can I willpower that?
Yes.
I'm going to.
Mostly
because
you're looking at a 2.
Okay. Because the words from Nessa and Dimitri bouncing around in my head of like, it's gonna suck, and don't let him hear you scream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And with 2,
Then there we go.
you're able to steel yourself. It hurts really bad. It's been a long time since you felt this level of pain go through you. But to everyone's surprise, no scream is had.
None.
Just a squared up Michael taking a brand on the side.
Eyes closed, full body is tense.
Oh, for sure. But
Like,
they don't know that.
There's no shrugging it off. Like, it's clear that I'm in pain.
Right.
Just, that's the way it goes. This sucks.
He pulls back the brand, places it back in the coals. Welcome to the Ivory Tower. That will heal eventually if you let it. But it is known. It is witnessed. Nessa puts the mittens back on, picks up the metal, almost like cauldron, and the brand, and take it away. And when you guys see her sort of pass by, she has a single strand of blood here that goes on both sides.
Good, she should.
And with that, we will go ahead and end tonight's session.
Nice.
I'm mad about it.
Looking like a G.
Right, exactly. Everyone, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We are at about the fourth of the way done with chapter 3. So a lot of really cool stuff has happened. A lot of really cool stuff is going to continue to happen. Mwahaha. We have a new member of the Indianapolis Camarilla. Congratulations, welcome aboard. But again, guys, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube on Monday. So make sure you guys check it out if you missed any of it to swing by. And that's going to be at youtube.com/@jbrews. So please make sure to go ahead and give this a like, comment, and to subscribe to the YouTube, as well to check out twitch.tv/jbrews. Because we are in the process of trying to hit that follower goal of 850. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and go over there. We have another tabletop show, Things Run the Night, which is our Call of Cthulhu live play that we do on Thursdays, and then streaming Monday through Friday, playing other different games. So make sure to check it out over there. Otherwise, guys, thank you again, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We'll see you guys next week on another episode of Indy by Night. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.